Genesis is the first book of the Bible. It is a book of beginnings. It tells us how the world began. It tells us how humans were made. It tells us about the first people on earth. Genesis is important because it sets the stage for the whole Bible. Genesis means beginning or origin. The book tells us about the creation of the universe, the earth, and all living things. It also tells us about the beginning of human history and our relationship with God. Genesis is the foundation of the Christian faith. The stories in Genesis are full of symbolism and meaning. They teach us about God's power, love, and faithfulness. They also teach us about the consequences of sin and the importance of obedience. Genesis is a book that has something to offer everyone. It is a book that can be enjoyed by people of all ages and backgrounds. The creation story is one of the most famous stories in the Bible. It tells us how God created the world in 6 days. Each day, God created something new. On the first day, God created light. On the second day, God created the sky. On the third day, God created the land, the sea, and the plants. On the fourth day, God created the sun, the moon, and the stars. On the fifth day, God created the birds and the fish. On the sixth day, God created the animals and humans. God made humans in His own image. This means that we are special to God. The creation story teaches us that God is powerful and creative. It also teaches us that God has a plan for the world. God created everything for a reason. Adam and Eve were the first humans. God created them and placed them in the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden was a perfect place. There was no pain, no suffering, and no death. God gave Adam and Eve one rule. They were not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. However, a serpent tempted Eve, and she ate the fruit. She then gave some to Adam, and he ate it too. When Adam and Eve ate the fruit, they disobeyed God. This is called sin. Sin had terrible consequences. Adam and Eve were banished from the Garden of Eden. They experienced pain, suffering, and death. The story of Adam and Eve teaches us about the consequences of sin. It also teaches us about God's love and forgiveness. Even though Adam and Eve sinned, God still loved them. Section 4. Noah's Ark, a covenant of hope. The story of Noah's Ark is another famous story from Genesis. In this story, God decided to flood the earth because of the wickedness of humanity. However, God spared one righteous man, Noah, and his family. God commanded Noah to build an ark. An ark is a large boat. Noah was to bring 2 of every animal onto the ark, along with his family. The flood came and destroyed everything on earth. However, Noah, his family, and the animals on the ark were safe. After the flood, God made a covenant with Noah. A covenant is a promise. God promised that He would never again destroy the earth with a flood. The sign of this covenant was a rainbow. The story of Noah's Ark reminds us of God's judgment on sin. It also reminds us of God's mercy and faithfulness. Even though God punishes sin, He also provides a way for us to be saved. Section 5. The Patriarchs, a journey of faith. The patriarchs are the fathers of the Jewish people. They are Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. Their stories are found in the book of Genesis. Abraham is known as the father of faith. God called Abraham to leave his home and travel to a new land. God promised to make Abraham the father of a great nation. Isaac was Abraham's son, Jacob was Isaac's son, and Joseph was Jacob's son. The stories of the patriarchs are full of adventure, intrigue, and faith. They teach us about God's faithfulness to His promises. They also teach us about the importance of family and obedience to God. Section 6. The enduring legacy of Genesis. The stories of Genesis have had a lasting impact on Western civilization. They have shaped our understanding of the world, our place in it, and our relationship with God. These stories teach us about the nature of God, the origin of the universe, and the meaning of human existence. They provide a framework for understanding good and evil, sin and redemption, and the importance of faith and obedience. The book of Genesis, though written thousands of years ago, continues to resonate with readers today. Its stories are timeless, offering profound insights into the human condition and our relationship with the divine. The legacy of Genesis is enduring, shaping our understanding of the world and ourselves for generations to come.